on that. I want to go across now to Thiruvananthapuram. Dr. Shashi Tharoor has voted. He's speaking to Gopi Krishnan Unithan. Let's listen to Congress's candidate in Thiruvananthapuram, Dr. Shashi Tharoor, speaking soon after having voted.
ढांचा गिराने का अफसोस क्यों होगा ढांचा गिराने का
Joining me now is a Congress candidate from Thiruvananthapuram constituency. After a lot of tussle and fighting and walking around, I managed to get him. Tharoor, it's been a busy morning for you. The polling has crossed 12, almost more than 12% of the total votes have been polled by 10 o'clock. What are your expectations? What are you sensing?
Well, I'm urging people to vote even more rapidly because, as you know, there's rain expected today in the afternoon. And we feel that normally once it starts raining or the weather turns bad, it's only the hardcore ideologues, whom the other two parties have more of, who will actually persist and vote. And I'm very keen that more and more of the ordinary citizens of Thiruvananthapuram should vote as early as possible. My gut instinct at the moment is very positive. I have come to vote with my mother with a lot of confidence and enthusiasm. And I believe from what I've seen in the last 6 weeks of campaigning that this is going to be a third term that I will have an opportunity to serve the people of my constituency.
We have seen a very tight campaign, tight in the sense very heated arguments, words being exchanged, tactics of campaign being used between all three fronts in Thiruvananthapuram. Not you, I would say, but still across the parties, I would say. We have seen a very sense of fight in Thiruvananthapuram. Do you actually feel a little threatened or concerned by this very tight battle and many of the political pundits saying that NDA is having a small upper head?
No, I think these surveys that you're referring to are based on a very small sample size. We have a constituency with a couple of million people. It's not a matter where you can ask 250 people and come to a conclusion, which is frankly what all these surveys have done. I think that we have to be very realistic. The people of Kerala have certain values. These values are pluralist, inclusive, committed to social justice. They're not the values of communalism. They're not the values that have worked for the BJP in the past in northern India. Last time there was also a certain Modi wave. There was a belief that the dreams he was selling were wonderful to aspire to. The reality of those dreams has now hit home. Achhe Din has not come for anybody. And in these circumstances, I don't believe that it's going to be as close as last time. I believe I'll win comfortably when the votes are counted.
Just like you have been campaigning, we also have been traveling across the constituency and across the state for more than a month now. And I must ask you this question. Do you actually feel there is a sense of consolidation among the Hindu upper caste or the Nair votes? And will that affect you in any manner? Do you feel so?
No, I don't actually believe that for the simple reason that I myself, as you know, am a Nair. I have friends in the Nair community. I know many people in the Nair community who would not think of voting on purely communal lines. I don't deny that the BJP has made a systematic effort to communalize the campaign. This has been their tactic in the north. The polarization of the electorate has been a favored BJP tactic for a generation. It should be no surprise to anybody. But Kerala has more people who are educated, broad-minded, and know that your identity is not defined only by your birth. It's also your education, your values, your beliefs, the orientation you have towards the present and the future. All of these things help shape your convictions. It's not merely that because you're born in a particular caste, you must vote a certain way, or you're born in a particular religion, you must vote in a certain way. I think that is very, very primitive thinking, and it's that primitive politics the BJP is practicing that I find so dismaying in our country.
In the morning, I managed to speak to other two opponent candidates, C. Divagaran and Kummanam Rajshekharan, and I asked a specific question to both of them. And C. Divagaran, in fact, told me that he is going to win by a margin of 25,000 votes. When I asked this question to Kummanam, he did not give a specific number. He was just saying that we will certainly win. That is what we are understanding. So I'm asking you again this question. What is the target margin that you're looking at? Because obviously we understand during the campaign we have a lot of these arithmetics from poll level, booth level. That is why I'm asking you this.
No, according to what we have been able to gauge, the final number will definitely be above last time's 15,700 last time. But beyond that, it's idle to venture a guess. So many things happen, turnout, weather conditions. Large numbers of supporters have been disenfranchised by finding their names missing from the rolls. This morning alone, it's now 10 o'clock. in 3 hours, we've had over 100 complaints of people with our intending to vote for us who went and found their families that have voted for 35 years whose names have suddenly been cut from the list. There's been a lot of unfortunate, I really think that the country and the Election Commission have to figure out a fairer way of enabling all those who wish to vote to be able to vote. All of these factors make it impossible to put a number. I think those who are giving numbers are the ones who can't win. So they're making up any number they like because they'll never be tested by reality.
Tharoor, just one last question. Because you talked about the complaint, we have this complaint coming up from one of the booths in Kovalam, one allegation, and they complain that it is malfunctioning and the votes are going to only a particular party. How do you respond to that?
Well, look, I mean, I think it's not the job of the candidate to deal with complaints like this. This is up to the Election Commission, the collector, the authorities, and I gather they are launching an investigation and they have replaced the machine in question. However, it must be said that while election machine malfunctioning is a perfectly acceptable, normal, mechanical issue, it seems very odd that every time there is a report of malfunctioning, whether from Kanyakumari last week, from Chovara and Thiruvananthapuram today, and some of the other places, Meerut, Mathura, there have been a number of such allegations. Every time the malfunction only seems to be in the favor of one party, the same party. That is a bit concerning. I don't think a random malfunction anybody would object to, but a consistent pattern of malfunctioning worries people, and that is something that I must say a lot of us would like the Election Commission to look at very carefully. I think the faith of our public in democracy is very important. Democracy is a great, precious achievement of the Indian people. I'm proud to be part of this democratic process, but if people with this kind of story lose faith that their votes will not be counted accurately, then what will be the future